I was like, I'm not copying.
All right, welcome to 2 Minutes of Football live here from Coliseum on Haywood Road. I'm Chris Smith, Lee Mason to my right. I want to thank our sponsors. I can't believe I don't know this.
I can't believe you don't know it either.
Damn brain cells. We are sponsored, obviously, Coliseum and Brad Black. Also, Chris Pryor of Service Realty, 864-380-0525. Plumbing and Pink, Rusty and Lynn Greer, 864-735-7014. All right, this is one hell of a college football weekend, and it's going to get even more interesting this coming weekend, that's for sure. So we got conference championships, or not conference championships, but rivalry week. And then you got conference championships the week after. So, you've got the usual Ohio State, Michigan, Clemson, South Carolina. You're playing NC State.
Yep. Happy Thanksgiving, y'all.
Oh, thank you very much,
Wow.
Brad.
Thank
you.
you.
You want to drink it?
I don't know. What
He
is it?
will.
It's just Fireball.
Oh, okay.
You
Thank
got to
you.
drink it real quick. I'm giving you Happy Thanksgiving.
Oh, all right.
All right, cheers.
Thank you.
And if y'all need anything, don't be afraid to ask.
All right,
Okay.
appreciate it.
How about them Buffalo Bills?
Hey, we're going to get there.
No one circles the wagon.
No one.
There wasn't no wagons to be circled.
All right. Well, see, happy Thanksgiving. Look, he looked. He did.
I bet y'all didn't spit it back out.
I didn't spit it.
Clemson or Carolina? We know Clemson. Now, who's going to cover? Is it minus 17? Who's going to cover?
Minus 17. Who's going to cover? After what happened last week, I think South Carolina could cover.
I didn't say can. Who would you say?
Clemson.
I think Clemson beats them by 40.
All right. Well, there you go. Speaking of Brad Black, he brought us Thanksgiving shots. Thank you, sir. Appreciate it. Let's see. Sorry. It's been
My insides are officially seared now.
well, and also you don't drink during the week usually.
And I don't even like Fireball, but I just did it. To be courteous.
To be courteous to the owner.
Yeah.
Anyway, let's see. Let's get into some of the college football games that happened this week. Then we'll talk about this coming Saturday. Well, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, whatever.
Yeah.
Because I haven't looked at the schedule. Georgia. I mean, they only beat Kentucky 16-6. I was very surprised by that. But Will Levis, good quarterback.
He hasn't played very well this year.
I think he's going to end up one of the. He's going to end up in the first round of the draft.
Sure, but his team's terrible.
Well, his team,
The offensive line's terrible, and he's been hurt the whole year. So
yes, that is correct. Ohio State beats Maryland 43-30. That didn't look. I will say this: Ohio State was looking ahead.
are you worried?
I mean, considering that Michigan, who was ranked number 3, only won by 2.
They played a better team though.
Illinois,
is better than Maryland.
not by much.
They have the number 1 or number 2 rush D and the number 3 pass D in the nation.
And you have 2 his brothers.
Yeah, but he's
not.
That doesn't mean just because his brother's good doesn't mean he's any good.
He's not bad.
He's okay.
Yeah. Then number 4, TCU squeaks one out against Maryland 29-28. That was a hell of a game.
Baylor.
Huh?
Baylor.
What did I say?
Maryland.
Oh, but I was talking.
Yeah.
Anyway. See that damn shot. Damn you, Brad.
Right? But it was Baylor on the road, right? That was in Waco.
was
I mean,
in Waco.
that's not the easiest game. So
No, it is not. But TCU
doing what you got to do.
Number 5, Tennessee.
Frauds.
Good Lord, have mercy. Good Lord, have mercy.
And now Hendon Hooker is out for the year.
Yes.
ACL.
Yep.
So he's
But
going to be rehabbing that in training camp next year.
The University of South Carolina.
Yes.
Not to be confused with USC.
Right.
Beats Tennessee. Beats the pants off.
Yeah, that was.
Spencer Rattler looked like the quarterback he should have been his entire career. I don't know why he waited for this game to step it up. Because Spencer Rattler was, a top 5 prospect.
He
Heisman.
in some he was a number 1 overall 5-star quarterback.
Exactly. Heisman candidate from the get. Would have, yeah.
But he's been more like Spencer Rattled than Spencer Rattler. You like that? You're welcome, everybody.
I hope that's the only dad joke in the night.
We'll see. And I'm not even a dad, so hey.
Well, yeah, 63 to 38. It wasn't even. I watched the damn game. It wasn't close from.
I think that says a lot about how overrated Tennessee was. Anybody can have an off game, but to get blown out by South Carolina, that's pretty bad.
I would agree. I would agree.
So
I would agree. And then South Carolina plays Clemson this week. That's going to be an interesting game.
We'll see.
Well,
we'll get to that.
Oh Lord, it's not karaoke here. Please spare us.
Strangling a cat in the background.
A dying cat. Then you had LSU just, does what LSU does. So the SEC championship is Georgia LSU.
Yep.
Yeah. Just want to make sure.
Yep.
Then you had USC beat number 16 UCLA 48-45. Alabama, Austin P.
Yeah.
But they only beat them 34-0.
Yeah, but that's 0. Come on.
Then you have Clemson beating up on U of M.
Yeah. So that was late, but they controlled the game for the most part.
Yeah, they did.
Yeah.
Then number 12, Oregon upsets Utah. Here comes Oregon again, trying to make a push. They're so annoying.
They're out.
Well, it's going to be USC.
Yes.
I think it's USC Oregon in the Pac-12.
Right. So whoever wins that will play the loser of Ohio State, Michigan in the Rose Bowl.
Correct. Michigan.
Go ahead. Keep going. Keep going through.
Don't make me hurt you.
Keep going through.
Don't make me hurt you.
Keep going through.
Then you got Penn State just rolls Rutgers 55-10.
As you should.
Then we've got your team. Let's discuss this.
Let's do it.
You lost to a shitty-ass Georgia Tech team. Let's be honest.
Yep. We pulled a Tennessee. Although we didn't get blown out. I will say that.
21-17.
It's 21-7.
I believe when I left here with you and Sean and all of them, you guys were up 13-0.
They were up 17-0
17-0.
and didn't score again. And I feel really bad for Josh Downs because he dropped the game-winning touchdown in the end zone, and he's been their other than Drake May, their best player all year and their best player for the last 3 years. And it came in and he turned his head and it went through and that would have done it. But it just proves to me that they aren't who I hope they were.
Mac Brown.
Frauds. They're frauds.
They're frauds like Tennessee.
Frauds. Yep, absolutely.
They're frauds.
So
they're frauds like the next team too. Arkansas fucking rolled Ole Miss.
Right.
How do you let 42-20? Listen,
Arkansas doesn't even have much of an offense.
I'm sure Eli Manning was like, what in the world? I went to this school.
They needed Chad Powers.
No, that's Peyton.
What?
Peyton. Doesn't Peyton do Chad Powers?
No, that's Eli.
I'm so confused because
That's Eli.
Peyton is on every fucking commercial now. On every reality TV show. Anywhere you look, you see Peyton Manning. State Farm.
Dollar bills, y'all.
I mean, like he hasn't made enough money. Same thing with Eli. Anyway, where was I? Oh, Number 15, Kansas State beats West Virginia.
As they should.
Number 17, Washington just rolled the Buffaloes of Colorado.
Well, God, they might be the worst team in D1.
Colorado?
Yeah, they're really. They were good back in the day.
And you know who their coach was? Neuheiser?
Well, they had Gary Barnett, too.
Gary Barnett, and then they had
Rick Neuheisel. He was at Washington, too.
For a little bit, yes. Yeah. They both, well, so was Gary Barnett. Gary Barnett was...
but, man, they are bad.
Where's Brad doing?
They're bad.
Brad is actually, like, running a bar / pool hall. Usually he just sits in the corner and like heckles people.
Maybe he might be playing.
He must be feeling frisky because it's Thanksgiving weekend and he's got to like.
Well, and the Gamecocks won, so he's happy.
Well, that too.
He's happy.
Yes.
So.
Is that him singing? Do you hear him yelling? Clean them balls.
What's the next game?
I'm off in La La Land today. I'm so discombobulated. Anyway, Notre Dame, 44-0 over BC. Another team trying to climb back up.
I mean, it makes us look better, but
then
keep winning.
Well, then Navy beats UCF.
Right? Where did that come from?
I didn't even know Navy had an offense.
So what is Tulane now the number? Well, we'll get to the rankings in a second.
Yeah. Then you had Oklahoma beats Oklahoma State.
Badly.
Yeah. Well, no, I wouldn't say bad. 28-13.
Well, they were up.
They
were up pretty big.
Number 23, Oregon State takes care of Arizona State. As you should.
Yes, as you should.
Louisville. I'm sure you're happy about this. Louisville beats NC State.
I mean, I would rather State be ranked when we beat them. Honestly,
well, they were number 24.
Well, they're not. Yeah, they're not going to be anymore.
Number 25, Cincinnati beats Temple 23-3. We did miss a game. Number 21, Tulane beat the pants off of SMU on Thursday night.
Okay,
59-24. So let's go to the videotape and see where we are for the AP Top 25. Georgia, Ohio State, Michigan, TCU. This can't be up to date. What's today? Yeah, this ain't up to date. Hold please. There is no way. It still says.
I don't know why you don't just go to ESPN.com and pull up the rankings. I did have pie, actually. From Adam's Bistro. It was great.
Ooh, I love that.
That's so good.
USC moves into the top 5. All right, here we go. I didn't know what the hell I'm doing over here. Come on. All right, Georgia. Like I said, Georgia, Ohio State, Michigan, TCU, USC Trojans, number 5.
Yep.
LSU, number 6. Here comes Alabama.
I thought Clemson was 7.
Nope. Nope. Alabama, Clemson 8.
Go to rankings where that drop down is.
Okay.
Hit that.
Okay.
And then look.
Well, this is the difference. Yeah.
Look at the AV on the left. This doesn't matter.
Right. Oh.
Yeah. There you go.
That was the coaches poll.
Yeah.
All right. So here we go. Georgia, Ohio State, Michigan, TCU, USC 5, LSU 6, Clemson 7, Alabama 8, Tennessee drops to 9.
Which they shouldn't even be in the top 10 after that game.
Listen, you don't have to. Oregon 10, Penn State 11, Washington. They haven't been this high since I can't remember.
Well, they made the playoff, what, 4 years ago?
Huskies?
4 years ago? 5 years? Something like
Washington
that.
Huskies.
Pretty sure, yeah.
Have not made
They
the
got
top 4.
beat by Alabama.
Not in the top 4. I don't think so. Yeah, you can look that one up yourself while I go through this.
We'll watch him be wrong here in a second.
Okay. Number 13, Notre Dame, jumping 5 spots. I'm telling you, here comes Notre Dame again to try to fucking claim this. But they don't play a conference championship game.
Ha ha.
Then you've got Utah, K-State,
2016.
Florida State.
They were in the CFP.
Then you've got Florida State at 16, UCLA 17, 18 is North Carolina, 19 is Tulane. I'm starting to think Tulane should be like, what are they? The Green Wave?
Yes, the Green Wave.
Then you've got Ole Miss at 20, Cincinnati 21, Oregon State 22. Guess who jumps into the top 25 from the state of Carolina? South Carolina.
No, they didn't.
Yes, they did.
Did they really?
Not the team you're thinking that beat Tennessee.
Oh, Coastal.
Yeah.
Yeah, University of Myrtle Beach, baby.
That was the University of Charleston.
No, Coastal's in, it's in, right outside of Myrtle Beach.
Murder?
No.
Murder Beach?
No. It's Murderburg. That's Spartanburg. Come on.
I don't know.
It's in, what is it? It starts with
I
a,
would say 7-4 team in fucking top 25.
I don't know.
Texas.
Conway.
7-4.
Conway's the city right outside of Myrtle Beach where
And then UCF tumbles 8 spots to 25. How are they still in the? I bet you South Dakota State could beat some of these teams in the bottom half.
maybe
They're ranked number 1 in the
on any given day.
FCS. Anyway, all right, we took care of that.
All right, so
What do you got?
go to the weekend. Let's go to the big matchups that we got going.
Oh, maybe I'm not going.
Let's see how many we agree on and how many we disagree
I
on.
think we're going to disagree on a few, just to say the least. Because I know your dick ass is going to go for Michigan. So I already know we disagree on that one.
The
I've got to answer this.
The problem that I have with Ohio State is while Stroud has some really good games against some really bad teams, whenever they play decent teams, his stats disappear with all of those weapons that he has. If you took
Okay, but
if you took some,
here's
hold
the
on.
problem.
No,
Here's the problem.
I'm finishing.
Here's the problem.
If you took some other quarterbacks in the country
Uh-huh.
and you gave them that offensive line and those weapons, the stats would be even more astronomical, and I think that they would show up against some of the better teams that they played.
So he has not had. He's had Marvin Harrison Jr., who him and Stroud have done an amazing job.
Yes,
But he hasn't had Njigba Smith.
right. But he's had
That's his number 2 guy.
Ekuba. That guy's good.
No, he's not.
He's good.
He's a kick returner. He's not a wide receiver.
Okay. Compare him to the receivers that I don't know, teams 15 through 25 have. I guarantee you he would be their number 1.
All right, hold on. I got to address this for a second. Corey, apparently you're watching.
Okay.
Corey has just sent me a text saying the Florida State Seminoles just flipped a 4-star quarterback commit from Ohio State. Does Corey not realize how many 5-star quarterbacks we have? Just like hanging out, waiting in the wings.
Do you?
Yeah.
5?
5-star?
Okay.
Absolutely.
Okay.
This is only a 4-star. Who cares?
You know how many 4-stars end up being really great and going to the NFL? A whole lot.
I'm just saying that his, and it comes from some group. I don't know. Quarterback Brock Glenn flipped from Ohio State to Florida State.
Congrats, Corey.
Yeah, good job. We'll see how much he sucks. Because he's
Actually, Florida State's, they've gotten pretty decent this year.
Why are you?
I mean, they're not world beaters or anything, but they're decent.
All right, so let's talk
Better
about
than the
upcoming
doormat
games.
they've been.
Then Miami. What happened to
Oh
all
my
these
gosh.
dominant
It's crazy.
Florida teams have just gone to the Gators.
Well, think about all the teams that used to be really good that are terrible. You got those
Gators,
two.
Florida State,
Nebraska.
Miami. Nebraska is like. Tom Osborne needs to get back on the field and coach.
He's 90.
He's the AD.
Is he really? Maybe he's 80 something.
He's still the AD.
I didn't know he was still the AD.
Yeah. All right, let's talk about some of this weekend's matchups.
All right,
So let's Ben Bounds. You should be watching. You know Ben, right?
I don't think so. But go ahead.
Big real estate guy. Does a bunch of stuff. He sits on the St. Patrick's Day committee with me.
Okay.
He's a Mississippi State man.
Okay.
They're playing Mississippi.
You know, anything. I mean, Mississippi got handled by Arkansas, so
You never know.
yeah, that's the Egg Bowl, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, that's exactly what it is.
Okay.
All right, so these are that game is Thursday. Why are you playing on Thanksgiving?
I don't know. All I'll say is I would rather party at Oxford than Starkville.
You'd rather party at Mississippi than
Yes.
than Mississippi State.
Yes.
I would agree.
The
with
Grove
that.
is.
I've heard good things.
Yeah.
I've
So-
heard good things. So
We'll see.
then Friday's games, which apparently there are a bunch of, at least for top 25 teams. You've got Tulane, Cincinnati.
That should be a pretty solid game.
I think that's a noon game. I like Cincy in that one myself.
You
But
always
just-
pull for Cincinnati.
Because they're like Ohio State's little adopted brother.
Okay.
And they've actually been decent the past 2 years.
Yeah, they were really good last year.
I mean, and
They don't
and
have that sauce
Ohio
anymore, though.
State's former interim head coach
And former defensive lineman.
and yes, correct.
Yeah.
Luke Fickle.
Yep.
Is the head coach there. So I got a little
Okay.
affinity for them.
Infinity or affinity?
Affinity.
Okay.
Did I say infinity?
You've said infinity.
Brad. Damn it with those shots. And then you've got Baylor, Texas.
And that's in Austin.
Yes,
Texas.
Texas is at home.
Texas should probably win
The
that.
Horns. I'm sure Matthew McConaughey will be there.
All right, all right,
All
all right.
right. Then you've got, well, your guys play Friday.
We play Friday.
NC State at UNC.
We need a big bounce back game from Drake May. Time to light him up. 3 or 4 touchdown passes and handle business and get the good vibes going into Charlotte against the Tigers. So I got the heels
And
on
then,
that one.
then UCLA plays.
You're probably going to pick State, aren't you?
No, I
Nah?
think,
Okay.
I think you guys are in pretty good shape, maybe. Then you got USC, Cal.
Oh, God, no. Yeah. Trojans.
Then you've got Florida State.
You know, I think Florida
It's
State's
in
gonna,
the swamp.
I still-
No, it's not in the swamp. It's in Florida.
I think Florida State's going to take that.
And then we go to Saturday's games. So the South Carolina Clemson game is moved to noon.
Yes, I saw that.
I thought it'd be at 3:30.
Well, they just realized that it doesn't
Drunkards?
it doesn't quite have the relevancy.
Oh,
so,
the drunkards that will
well,
occur.
you know. What are your thoughts on that game?
I mean, I'd like to see Spencer Rattler show out. I wish nothing but the best for the University of South Carolina.
So for me, while the Tennessee win was, a big thing and all of that, when you've lost to Florida, Missouri, Arkansas, the consistency hasn't been there.
Correct.
Clemson had, they've had some not so great weeks. Obviously, getting blown out by Notre Dame is not a great week either. But being at home, I think Clemson takes care of that. I think they handled that game.
Okay. So let's talk about.
So, okay, this is what I will say. obviously Michigan wants to run the ball, and that's pretty much all they can do. I think it comes down to, can their quarterback make any plays in the pass game?
By the way, we're talking about the Michigan and Ohio.
Oh, yeah, everyone. Yeah. Can their quarterback, can McCaffrey make plays?
McCarthy.
Is it McCarthy? Okay, whatever. In the pass game. And does Ohio State play down like they have, especially several games recently? Or do they, bully them with the run game and set up, play action pass for all those receivers? I mean, I think on paper, Ohio State player to player should win, and they're at home, but Michigan has a great run game, so you got to shut that down.
I agree, but we also, I will say this about that run game, is that we have a hell of a defensive line, which is going to help. We also have a linebacking core that is pretty.
Yeah, I think early you stack the box and see if he can beat you with the arm. And just don't let Corum gash you.
Listen, I think Jim Knowles is going to have a hell of a game plan for the defense. There have been some questions about the defense early in the season.
Yeah.
Obviously, Maryland put 30 on us.
Yeah, that's
really help. But I honestly think, look, they got us last year. They were in their house. This year, we're in our house. I think with additions on offense that we've had.
What's the line? Do you know?
I look it up. I don't know offhand. I'm guessing it's Ohio State 5-4. If I had to just throw out, since it is in Columbus.
7.5. So I'm going to pull a Corso and go closer than the experts think. And I'm going to say that the Buckeyes probably win by 3 to 4, something like that.
Well, that's what I'm. Yeah, it's going to come down to last minute thing. All right. Then you got Coastal James Madison.
That's going to be a good game.
I think so too.
That'll be a good game. Because James Madison was ranked in the top 25 earlier this year.
Yeah, for like 5-6 weeks.
What are they, like 5-0, and then they kind of tailed off a little bit. But yeah, I mean, I'll go with the Chants.
Then you got Georgia Tech, Georgia. Keep going. Auburn, Alabama.
Oh, Tide will roll.
Oregon State.
That might actually not be a bad game. I could see that being pretty close. Oregon obviously has better players, but I think it could be a good game. Where is it? Is it in Corvallis?
It is Oregon State.
Yeah, okay. So, yeah, I think that'll be a close game.
Utah, Colorado.
Utah.
Iowa State, TCU.
TCU will finish undefeated.
Penn State, Michigan State.
Where is it?
Penn.
You know what?
It's in Happy Valley.
Penn State, they're frauds too. I think Sparty could get them. I'm not saying they will, but I don't think Penn State's going to blow them out like they did at Rutgers. I think it could be a close game and maybe go either way.
Good old Jimbo Fisher's playing LSU.
Oh, Jimbo's going to get his face stomped on. That's going to be bad.
UCF.
Does he get fired, by the way? I know they owe him like $100 billion, but
he's not getting fired.
I mean, how do you have like the number 1 recruiting class and the number 3 recruiting class the year before, and you're terrible? Like, you got to get some coaches in there.
UCF, South Florida.
I'll go Gus on that one.
Yeah?
Yeah, UCF will beat South Florida. Yeah.
Tennessee, Vanderbilt. Now remember, Vandy beat Florida.
Vandy beat Florida. I don't know really anything about the backup quarterback for Tennessee, but I think they could run the ball almost every play and still beat Vandy. So I'll go creamsicle on that one.
Notre Dame at USC.
I mean, I hate saying this, but
USC.
the Irish will win that game.
No way. No way. No. USC is going to roll.
Roll them?
Yes.
You know how bad their defense is, right?
And understand how high powered their offense is.
Okay.
All right.
We'll see.
Kansas State.
Kansas is falling apart since they had game day. So, we'll go Wildcats.
And then you got Washington State.
I mean, there have been many times in my life that I was always pro Cougar, but I'm definitely going to go Husky on this one.
All right. So we already have some conference championships lined up.
Yeah.
LSU is playing Georgia. That's Saturday, December 3rd. And then your team is in the championship against Clemson.
Yep.
On Saturday, December 3rd night.
Yep. Charlotte, 8 o'clock.
Did you go?
I decided not to go. They typically do not play well in that building, and I just decided that I wasn't going to spend $200 and watch them lose. So, I mean, I don't think they're going to have a problem scoring, because the one thing that I've said about Clemson for a long time is they're vulnerable deep and over the middle. The safeties are never good, and if Longo calls the right plays, Drake will be able to put up points. But our defense is so bad that Clemson will just be able to do whatever they want. All right. That's my fear for that.
And then you've got, we don't know who's going to be playing USC. They're
probably
Pac-12, but probably Oregon.
If Oregon wins this week, they're in, right?
Yes.
Okay.
And then TCU, Big 12 championship.
Versus...
That one's still up in the air.
Kansas State?
Could be. And then you got the Big 10 championship, which...
just another rematch. Like, hey, let's play again. No, so the other side is what? Is it?
It's Wisconsin.
Purdue
or Wisconsin?
Yeah. So the ACC is going to get rid of divisions after this year.
I'm hoping Big Ten does too.
Yeah,
I really.
No, it would be weird playing them 2 weeks in a row, though.
Right.
But I think you have to do that.
Football standing. Here we go. So I bring this thing. Okay, thank you. Iowa.
What's the
5-3?
Okay,
so it's Purdue or Iowa, depending on what happens.
Okay.
Overall,
when's the last time Purdue was in? Have they been in the championship game since they've done that format? Probably not.
I know it's been.
It was Wisconsin forever, and then Iowa a couple of times.
Yeah. I could probably look that up. All right. Where are we at? 30. All right. Time to pay the bills one more time before the end of the show, since we're at 30 some odd minutes. And don't worry, I'll fix your microphone for next week.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, I mean, it's
at least it's aimed
serviceable.
Up. At least my mic points up.
Yeah. I'm not even gonna. So we're at Coliseum, as we are every Monday, talking about some NFL, college, all that kind of good stuff. I want to thank Chris Pryor, Service Realty, 864-380-0525. What do you think? Yeah, baby.
Yeah, he got it.
And then Plumbing and Pink, Rusty and Lynn Greer, 864-714-7035. Oh, 7014.
735-7014.
I was close.
You just mixed the numbers up.
I did mix the numbers up. But anyway.
Dyslexia.
All right. Let's talk about some of these NFL games.
Okay.
I was highly disheartened by one of them.
You're talking about that, like one of the worst NFL games of recent memory that ended in a kick return or a punt return. Yeah.
Shut your pie hole. Anyway, all right. Thursday night.
It was chocolate silk pie too. It was pretty good.
Yeah. Anyway, so we're in week 11 of 18. And so Thursday night game was the Titans Packers. Another disappointing Packers. Aaron Rodgers. Should he just give up at this point?
They should try to trade him.
Start Justin Love. Is that his name?
Jordan
Love.
Yeah. Hey, all you need is love, right? That's what they say.
There you go.
Yeah.
So Titans win 27-17. I think I said that right.
How many games in a row have they won?
Titans?
Yeah.
They're in first.
Yeah, I mean,
in the AFC South?
Yeah, like they stumbled early, but I think they won like 5 in a row.
Yeah, they are the division leader in the AFC South at this point.
Granted, they're still limited at quarterback, so that's going to prevent them from doing much in the playoffs. But
well, they also have Cincinnati coming hot on their heels.
Well, they're not in the same division, but
I believe they are.
Cincinnati's in the north. Tennessee's in the south.
All right. All right. The Bears.
Don't question me.
The Bears beat the Falcons. I mean, the
Falcons beat the Bears. Cordero just hit the Jets and ran right through the middle on that kick return.
Yeah. Set an NFL record. Cordero Patterson did.
Zoom.
What are these guys talking about?
Nonsense.
Oh, we'll talk about that game in a minute.
Yeah.
Then you got the Eagles beat the Colts barely.
I was hoping the Colts would pull that
too.
off,
Me
man.
too. I was rooting for Jeff
Saturday's the man.
Fuck you, Bill Cowher. Why you talk about my boy like that?
Right?
Why you guys shit on the guy? I mean, give him a shot.
Yeah.
It's what, 6 games he's gonna coach?
Yeah. So
not,
he
then
won.
somebody else
He won
wins.
the first game. Then he almost beat the second best team in the NFL. I mean, come on.
At least give him the shot.
Yeah.
Plus, he's a player's coach. Obviously, the players
Clearly,
have kind of bought into what he's talking about, unlike the last coach.
Yep.
Sorry, Frank Wright. I do love you. I watched you take Buffalo to
The greatest, the biggest comeback in NFL history in the playoffs. Man, I thought Warren Moon had that game sealed.
So Eagles beat the Colts 17-16. The Patriots beat the Jets 10-3. Unbelievable. How do you let somebody run a kickoff return back?
Why didn't they just kick it out of bounds?
I'm very upset. I was also at the Bills Mafia place.
What is it? Is it 17 straight losses to the Patriots?
Something like that.
That's just one of those things where a certain team just kind of has your number.
Yes, I agree. All right, the Redskins beat the Texans 23-10.
I'll tell you what, they've looked a lot better recently.
Taylor Hanke.
Yeah.
Yes, he has looked pretty good. Saints beat the Rams 27-20.
Olave with the deep ball.
That's my boy right there. The Bills beat the Browns 31-23. Ravens.
See,
I
and this is
what happened.
and this is the thing. As soon as they say Baker Mayfield's going to be the starting quarterback for this game, you know they're going to be terrible.
Do you see that?
And they scored
First meeting of the
3
Giants
points.
Cowboys.
3 points. You could against one of the worst pass defenses in the NFL.
I would agree with you 100%. But look, Giants Cowboys.
I don't care. It'll be on. I'll watch it. But go Giants.
That's what I'm saying.
But
Lions did get absolutely.
that was stupid.
I don't understand what happened to the Giants. at all.
That is one of those. Our defense didn't show up, and Kirk Cousins when in the big games finds a way to crumble and not come through.
So Lions beat the Giants 31-18. Raiders beat the Broncos in OT. Hey, Raiders. That guy's on thin ice.
They're still terrible.
Well, that's yeah. They're both on thin ice. Raiders and Broncos.
Yeah, both of those coaches need to be gone. We could win 2 games coaching those guys.
Bengals beat the Steelers 37-30. Not surprising, to be honest. Even though Steelers got them.
Yeah,
early.
that was still a competitive game, though.
Yeah. The boys, the Cowboys, just absolutely manhandled Kirk Cousins and the Vikings. 40-3. I never, ever would have thought that would happen.
I mean, that was the best game that they could possibly play. They manhandled them on the line. Whenever the Vikings went to throw, they were all. I mean, Cousins was sacked 5 times. So, yeah, I mean, granted, his line's not great, but
is this the resurgence of the Cowboys?
No, they'll make the playoffs and then lose in the first round.
Yeah.
Because what does Mr. A. Smith always say? When the hopes get high, is when it all comes crashing down. What can go wrong will go wrong, and I'm with him on that. So
last night's game was really good. I enjoyed it. Came down to the last draw, of course.
Mr. Kelsey,
and
3 touchdowns.
Chiefs beat the Chargers 37-27. And then we got tonight's game, which I think is going to be an interesting game because 49ers at Arizona at the Cardinals. Cardinals have kind of DeAndre Hopkins has come back.
He's banged up though. Is he going to play?
He's playing. He is.
It's not going to matter because the 49ers are going to beat the hell out of him.
You think so?
Yeah. They're a significantly better team. They're way better coached. And I think they're better in pretty much all phases. They have better weapons. I think the quarterback, while not as athletic, he does what he needs to do more so than what Murray does. And, yeah, I think they'll just bully him around.
Interesting. Very interesting. So let's talk about
what do you think? Evidently that caught you off guard a little bit.
Yeah, I think it's going to be a closer game than you think.
But where
I think it comes down
with what the Cardinals do, what are they particularly good at that you think San Francisco is vulnerable? Because there's really not something that pops out with the Cardinals going, ooh, San Francisco could struggle with that.
I mean, I think DeAndre is well. First of all, Kyler Murray's out.
That's right. It's Colt McCoy, right? He's going to play again? Well, of course they're going to lose then. Yeah, no. Porn star Jimmy all day today. Yeah.
All right, so let's talk about Thursday. Let's talk about by the way, happy Thanksgiving. Coming up on Thursday. There are 3 amazing games that are coming up. Well, I'd say one's amazing. Never mind 3. Because the Bills are just going to kill the Lions.
But what's fun is they go back to play in the stadium where they just played.
Yeah, I know. Then you've got the Patriots Vikings, which will be interesting.
Maybe. Yeah.
And then you got the boys Giants for first place in the NFC East.
I hope the Giants win that game.
I do too. I agree with you 100%.
I don't think they will. But I would like it.
Listen, I will say this. Brian Daboll has done a hell of a job with Daniel Jones, who is a serviceable quarterback. Now that Brian Daboll has figured out, all right, this is his weaknesses, this is his strengths, this is what I can do with him. He's making him run, which he hasn't done in the past.
Yeah, he can move.
Mobile.
Yeah.
So I will say that Brian Daboll has done.
I remember that long run he had last year where he was about to score a touchdown and he fumbles.
All right. Well, you got anything else? Because apparently I don't.
Stick a fork in you?
Because apparently I'm pretty tired. Yeah, too much day drinking yesterday. Hanging out at East
I
Side.
didn't drink yesterday.
Inviting people over.
Gotcha. Yeah, it can catch up with you.
Yes. Well, we had a good time the other night here, Saturday night. We are at Coliseum, right here on Hayward Road. If you are an Ohio State fan, we will be having a huge tailgate this Saturday starting at 9 a.m. in the parking lot. The game's at noon.
That's true. Yeah.
So we will be here. I'm sure there will be some donuts. There will be some Bloody Marys. There will be some coffee. There will be hot dogs, hamburgers. The building will be open just for facilities purposes until noon. So you don't have to pee in a bush or something.
So with a 9 a.m. start time for tailgate.
Yes.
What time do you have your first alcoholic beverage?
10.
So like vacation time.
Yeah.
Basically. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. I'll have a cup of coffee or two, which will help me.
Okay.
Since getting up that early and having to chase my.
When's the last time you woke up at like 8?
My son wakes me up usually around then.
Oh, okay.
I got up at like 6 o'clock in the morning for the first time in like months. Tuesday, Wednesday.
Oh.
Human hours.
Welcome to adulthood. You got up at 6 o'clock.
Damn kids. They said have a kid. It's going to be great. I love you, Carter. But anyway, hey, this is 2 Minute Football signing off. Want to thank our sponsors, Chris Pryor, Service Realty, 864-380-0525. Rusty and Lynn Greer at Plumbing and Ping, 864-735-7014. If you need help with your shitter, that's who you call. I've been waiting a year and a half to actually say that. And then I want to thank Brad Black. Oh, I kind of want to kill him for the shot. But I want to thank Brad Black at Coliseum, who has been a sponsor of ours for a while. I appreciate you tuning in. And, let's go Buckeyes. That's what I'm going to leave on. I have not worn any gear all year, but this is rivalry week, so I had to do it. And I hope Jim Harbaugh goes the way of Woody Hayes and gets punched in the face.
Wow. All right.
Anyway, thanks for watching 2 Minute Football. Chris Smith, Lee Mason, we out.